Hi everyone, Peter here once again. I'm back today after a video that I uploaded yesterday. It was a story about an African American called Desmond who visited Thailand, and I got a little bit of flack on that video, and I'll tell you why, and I want to explain one or two points. So basically, if you haven't watched that video, go off and watch it. It's called something like an American's Memory of Thailand, and Desmond is actually a African American, and the whole point of the video was that he was expressing his feelings about Thailand. He'd gone to Thailand, he'd visited the islands, Bangkok, Pattaya, and he'd had an extremely good time. And one of the reasons for Desmond making this video is because he wasn't sure how he would be treated by Thai people. Being an African American, obviously he'd suffered some racism in his own country. He didn't go into great detail, but basically what he said was he felt that in Thailand he was treated better than he was in his old country. So the whole point of today's video is, as I said, I got a little bit of flack on this, and I haven't actually been called an out and out racist, but I did get one or two kind of comments that were sort of aimed towards that way. And the reason being is because at the beginning of that video I was trying to describe Desmond, who he was, what he was about, why he was going to Thailand, and you have to be kind of brief sometimes on the intro, or you get complaints, people say you go on too much about it, just get straight onto the video. But Desmond actually, when I made the description of Desmond, I'd actually wanted to get the point across that he was coloured or black, and people actually wrote to me, well, before I tell you why they wrote to me, what I actually said at the beginning of that video, the intro, the description, I explained a little bit about Desmond in the video, and I went on to say Desmond's actually an African American, he's coloured. So that one word, coloured, several people wrote to me, quite a few people actually, and they said to me, look, that's unacceptable in America, you know, it's considered racist, and you know, it's just not a word that's used anymore. So in defence to myself, several things I'd like to mention. Firstly, I'm not an American, I'm English, and as far as I know, it's not offensive here. Now, I don't know how to address people now who are not white, because I'm going to get more sort of complaints about words are used. I'll just carry on saying coloured, because I don't know any other way to describe sort of African American, English, Jamaican, whatever. I'm sure you're trying to I'm getting a little bit tongue twisted now because I don't want to offend anybody. But, you know, I'm 60 and I'm a well-travelled person. I've travelled all over the world. I've even, believe it or not, I even spent a year in a city called Kinshasa. That's in the Congo, in Zaire, in Africa. I was there in the early 90s. I've spent time with people of all races from all over the world. And my channel isn't about racism. I'm not about racist. I mean, I'm not racist. I can't be. I mean, I've been all over the world. And I am actually married. My wife is Asian. She's not English. She's not even white. So again, you know, for somebody to actually call me racist, then, you know, they're really not, you know, they really don't know me. And maybe I've gone into it a little bit too deep. Nobody actually came out and said, you are racist. But they did sort of get offended by the word coloured. And again, to anybody who's watching this, if you kind of got offended by that, I do apologise. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't meaning to be racist. As I say, I'm 60, I've got an Asian wife, I've travelled all around the world. I was just trying to describe the video as best as I can. And, you know, people have left comments on the video. Several people have said, look, we understand you're not racist. We love your channel. We just don't want to see it get taken down by YouTube for this sort of comment. But you know, I went back and I looked at it a few times, and you know, I thought to myself, are people overreacting here? Can't they see that there was no sort of nothing meant by it? But I guess there are certain people out there who kind of get off on this sort of thing. You know, they've got nothing better to do than sort of accuse people of being racist when obviously they're not. I'm not saying everybody. But anyway, that's all I wanted to make this short video about today. You know, so again, to anybody who was offended, apologies. The video was simply, it was actually sent in by an African American. His name was Desmond, not his real name, obviously. And some other people said he went on too much about his colour. He was, you know, when he was in Thailand, he kept going on about his colour, and, you know, he was feeling sorry for himself, that sort of thing. And again, it wasn't about that. Desmond was simply sort of saying, look, in America, I've come across racism. He wasn't saying everybody in America is racist, but he's saying he's given his experience growing up in America. He has come across racism, and when he went to Thailand, he didn't come across any racers. In fact, some of the words Desmond himself used, I found a little bit risque, and I didn't use them. Like, I'll give you an example now as I'm making this video. Desmond actually said when he was walking around the bars in Pattaya, all the girls were shouting out, "Hello, chocolate man." Now, that's very normal. Thais wouldn't think anything badly of that. You know, they just say it as it is, and it would have been all meant in fun. And if you called them racist, they wouldn't have a clue what you were talking about. But you know, Desmond actually told me that, but I didn't include that in the story because I thought that might be seen as me, you know, going over the top a little bit. And you know, I didn't want people to get the wrong idea. By the way, if you're watching this video and you're wondering what the background video is here, this is actually the UK in the springtime. I thought, you know, during these gloomy times, this miserable time we're all going through, completely going off the subject now, but it's such a nice video. It's actually very, very cold in the UK now. We've had snow and ice, and looking at this video, that gives me something to look forward to. The UK is very nice. Okay, anyway, so I've deviated off the subject a little bit. So, you know, that story, if you haven't gone and watched it, go and have a look. It's very, very interesting. It's just Desmond's experiences in Thailand. And I don't really know what else to say. You know, it is what it is. If you were offended by it, I have now apologised. I don't know why I'm apologising. I don't feel I've really got the need to, but I suppose it's really just to satisfy those people who did get offended. But other than that, I hope you enjoy my videos as a rule. And there'll be another relationship story on Saturday, I guess. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching this one. You know, sorry if it was went on a little bit, but I just wanted to make it very, very clear. As I say, I've got an Asian wife. I've travelled all around the world. Racism is not what I'm about. It's not what my channel's about. And, you know, that's it, basically. I haven't got anything else to add. Okay, so I'll just let this video play out a little bit, this lovely background video of the UK in the springtime. And, you know, thanks very much, guys, for your support.